So today I'm going to review these Tusk side cases that I've had for almost 4 years. I purchased these side cases in 2018 and I've had them on my BMW F650 GS Dakar, I've had them on my Africa Twin, and most recently now I have them on my KTM 890 Adventure. So I'm going to hit 5 points in this review. I'm going to talk about price and value, I'm going to talk about durability, then flexibility, functionality, and then wrap it up with a conclusion. As far as price goes, these side cases are dirt cheap. $250 for the pair, and then if you need a rack, another $150 to $250. It's very easy for aluminum side cases to cost $1,000 to $2,000, so you can't beat the price. Now, a cheap price doesn't necessarily mean a good value. For it to be a good value, they have to work well, be functional, durable, and all of that stuff. So that's what we're going to talk about next. But price, these things are awesome. Would you do this to your side cases? These Tusk side cases are tough. I mean, yeah, they're luggage, but they also double as crash protection. A lot of aluminum side cases have lids that are engineered to fit exactly with the body of the case. And the problem is, if you drop your bike on those cases and they bend slightly or the lid bends slightly, if something gets out of shape, those lids aren't going to fit on the case correctly, and in many cases, they lose their water tightness. But with the Tusk cases, the lids actually fit over the case, and so there's a lot of leeway for things to shift and get bent slightly and still function well. I mean, look at my cases. I have beat the crap out of these cases for the last 4 years, and the lids still fit on well, and they're still watertight. I have never had a drop of water in these cases. The other piece of it is if you did happen to break something, all of the replacement parts that you would ever need for these cases are available online from Rocky Mountain ATV for cheap. Tusk for the win on that. Another question is, are these cases flexible? And by flexible, I don't mean, can you bend them? By flexible, I mean, can you move them between bikes? And the answer is yes, you can. Like I said, I've had them on 3 different bikes. I've also had them attached to 3 different racks. On my first bike, on my Dakar, I had them bolted directly to a Happy Trails rack. On my second bike, which was the Africa Twin, I had them bolted to an SW-Motech rack that had a quick release system on the rack itself. And then on my third bike, which is the KTM 890 Adventure, I actually have the Tusk rack that is designed for that bike, and it includes the quick release plate. So yeah, these are basic aluminum boxes and you can attach them to pretty much anything. In terms of functionality, there's not a lot to them. I mean, they're basic aluminum boxes with lids that lock on the top of the boxes, and then the boxes themselves can lock to the rack on your bike. How do they lock to that rack? The Tusk racks have a threaded hole in them, and then there are these threaded knobs that you can put on the inside of the case and screw through the side of the case into the rack. So once the lid is locked to the box, there's no way to get to that threaded knob, and you can't take the box off of the rack. So it's a good design, simple design. I guess my only complaint with that is that the knob does protrude into the box. So, you know, if you're packing, you have to work around that knob. But otherwise, it's a great, simple design, works really well. I've had no issues with it. The boxes themselves, like I said, are watertight, and you know, as beat up as my boxes are, I've had my lid literally fly off down the highway one time because I forgot to latch it down. Tumbled down the highway and my buddy behind me picked it up for me. It just snapped back on. I mean, they're still watertight. I've mounted them to 3 different racks. I've drilled multiple holes through the side of the boxes to get them mounted to those 3 different racks. As I drill new holes, the old holes I just cover up with duct tape. Waterproof, I've never had an issue. Like I said, I've had these boxes for 4 years. They look like hell, but they work great. I will say that I do really like using them with the Tusk racks that have the disconnect plate on them, because it does make it really easy if you want to take the boxes off and go into a hotel room or whatever. You can take them off really easily, and it's quite convenient. In conclusion, these things are a huge value. They're super inexpensive for what you get. They function very well. They may not be the sexiest or the most beautiful boxes. They may not fit your bike like a custom designed box might fit it. But, I mean, they work. You can't deny it. If you liked this video or it was helpful, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Thanks, and I'll see you on the next video.